Hi, Deena Von Yokes here. So glad you joined us. I am happy to share with you an in-depth step of the Von Savvy SHOB. Bold haircuts and colors can be a bit of a hit or miss, but we know that the Queen's Gamut haircut is going to be a checkmate. In this video, you are getting the download of how to achieve the red, spicy, sharp bob, which we like to call SHOB. As a hair artist, this is a great hair design to put in your bucket for your clients. I'd love to point out that there is a difference between technical and practical. And technical is where you're learning something step by step, and practical is actually going into action. It's great to watch something, but when you actually do it, that's when you become where it becomes one with you and you own it. Grab your doll head so we can be learning and doing, and then at the end of that, you're going to be retaining, and you'll be able to put this into practice behind the chair when it comes to applying it for your clientele. Okay, so where we completed our final back left section, we connected the right to the left, and now we're going to connect the left back to the left front. Going into pie-shaped partings, I take a section from the front and a section from the back, and that allows us to use that back section as our guide to carry on and establish what the new length is going to be for the front section. And I went off the last strand. And if you notice on bobs, if they have a part, one side has less hair and one side has more hair. One side swings more in front of the face and one side sets back on the face. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I explain it to clients. It's a slight asymmetrical look. If they don't like that, I will take more off on the side that swings more towards their face. It will balance it out. Now, if you notice, I go all the way to the top with my comb, and I bring everything down really clean and precise. And now we're getting over the ear, and that's where I lightened up on my tension. But as I go towards the face, I go back into having the same amount of tension as I did in the back section of the head. Going into our very last section. Now this is pretty much the foundation to every single haircut you can think of. All you would do is change the angles on the bottom. We can do it more of a block bob, we can do it more of a graduated bob, we can do an elevated bob. It's going to be the foundation to pretty much every single haircut you're going to do. And then once you get that shape in, that's the foundation that supports the whole rest of the design of the haircut. Once we complete this to the side section, that's your corner. If you shoot an ace-miss across the head from front to back right there, that would be your 45. You're in your corners. The 45s are the distance between the two 90s. So if you notice these 4 quadrants that I sectioned here, that's your 90. It's usually the widest part of your head, and it's from ear to ear and front to back. This sections it out. Think of like a pie when you cut it into 4 sections, and then you go into cutting those sections in half. You're going to get into your 45s with 4 major sections, and then those are your 90s, which are the widest part of the head. The distance between the two 90s is your 45, and those point out your corners. So we were in the corner, now we're going into the side and then moving towards the side front section. And at this point, we do not have a guide for this section of the hair. You go off the last strand, and that's going to determine the length. Could I drop my fingers down and make it more graduated? Absolutely. Nothing more beautiful than a bob. And today we have our SHOB, which is our short bob. I take the top of the crown and comb it all the way back and clean up some of the final little pieces that might swing around on the head. So you see these, every little hair counts as far as I'm concerned. I'm demonstrating how you want to pick up your elbows when you go to cut so that you can actually get in there and do a 90. If your elbows are dropped, you have a tendency to cut more as a 45. You want to get right in there, elevate up and go towards your fingers. And when you do this haircut over and over and over, repetition is the mother of skill. At my point of my career, I can dance through it. It's like learning a dance step. It's 1, 2, 3. But once you've done that dance over and over and over, you start flowing and it becomes your own. Hope you enjoyed this lesson and learning to do the fun Von Savvy SHOB. So the beauty of having a doll head and this video, you can rewind it at any time and go back and show the step by step. So take your time, do it step by step, and if need be, go back to the video. Everything, one finger's elevation, and every section after that, cut it to your first guide, and you're gonna see it an amazing, beautiful, clean line. I'll see you in the next video. Keep going.